Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to UWS Women's Soccer here on Yellow Jacket TV and the pregame show sponsored by National Bank of Commerce with locations in Superior, Poplar, Solon Springs, Esco, Hermantown, Hibbing, and Duluth. National Bank of Commerce make more possible. Alongside my production engineer, Evan Ludwig, this is Matt Johnson coming to you live from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium, where is the regular season finale for both the Yellow Jackets and Martin Luther, their opponents here today on Senior Day, here under cloudy skies and Superior temperatures in the mid to upper 40s in this one. It's going to be pretty chilly before all is said and done, but the Yellow Jackets have their final regular season home game, or final home game more than likely here for the 2025 campaign on tap here against Martin Luther. The Yellow Jackets coming into this contest, this regular season finale, sitting at 8-7-4 overall, 7-1-3 in the UMAC. Nick Piazza in his first season at the helm of the Yellow Jacket program, closing out his first season as the head coach. The Yellow Jackets coming off of a tough loss yesterday, losing their second straight as they fell to Bethany Lutheran 2-1 here. The Vikings scoring twice, once in each half, while the Yellow Jackets taking until the 89th minute to get their goal up on the board. It was a tough night for the Yellow Jackets across the board. The Yellow Jackets created a few good scoring chances off the opening kick yesterday against the Vikings, but it was Bethany Lutheran that jumped out on top early as Riley Ping beat a Yellow Jacket defender to the left side of the 18 before placing a shot underneath Quinn Clark. And then the side netting into the right side of the net at 8:48 to give Bethany Lutheran a 1-0 lead that ended up carrying over into the intermission. The Vikings then added an insurance tally at 47-17 when Elena Lujan Rubio, the leading goal scorer in the UMAC Conference for 2025, lofted a free kick from about 45 yards out over the top of Clark and into the back of the net for her conference leading, as I mentioned, 20th tally to give Bethany Lutheran a 2-0 lead. The score stayed 2-0 until the Yellow Jackets broke up the shutout at 88-25 when Neve Larson netted her team-leading 10th goal of the season to cut the deficit in half at 2-1. But it was too little too late for the Yellow Jackets, unfortunately, who slid to third place in the UMAC standings with the loss. For the game, UWS holding a 20-9 edge in shots, including a 10-7 advantage in shots on target. Clark, meanwhile, took the loss for the Yellow Jackets, finishing with 5 saves in the contest. Meanwhile, Martin Luther comes in here at 7-8-1 overall, 4-6-1 in the UMAC. Tyson Zarnsdorf, their head coach, coming off of a 1-0 loss their last time out. It's been a week off for the Knights. They fell to Northwestern 1-0 last Saturday in their final home game of the 2025 campaign in New Ulm, Minnesota. In that contest, the Knights and Eagles battled through a scoreless first 77 minutes, despite Northwestern holding a sizable edge in shots throughout the game. The Eagles finally broke through for the game's lone goal at 77-59 when Naomi Meehan netted her 6th tally of the season unassisted to provide the winning margin. For the game, Northwestern held a 39-3 edge in shots, including a 22-2 advantage in shots on target. Miriam Bitter went all the way in goal for Martin Luther, making 21 saves in that contest. So that's the story for the two teams as we play again under cloudy and cool and chilly skies here in Superior for this one. This is, of course, Senior Day, as I mentioned, for UWS, and as a result, we, of course, started our pregame ceremonies and pregame programming, a little bit early here today because we have 6 seniors that'll be honored here before the game gets underway. And with that being the case, before we get our starting lineups in the national anthem played, we will have a short ceremony in about a minute and a half or so that will be on the field. We'll be carrying that one live, so stick around for that. In the meantime, that's the story here as we again have Senior Day here for the Yellow Jacket women against Martin Luther. And with that being the case, we will take a quick break and then come back in about a minute and a half for the start of that ceremony honoring the Yellow Jacket 6 seniors. That's coming up in just a minute, so like I said, stick around for that. This is UWS Women's Soccer on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network.
Number 0, Quinn Clark. Quinn is a senior goalkeeper from Duluth, Minnesota. She is an exercise science major with plans to travel the world and become a radiology technician. Number 3, Cameron Hill. Cam is a senior forward from Duluth, Minnesota. She is a social work major with plans to complete her master's degree in school counseling right here in Superior. Number 5, Abby Randall. Abby is a senior midfielder from North Branch, Minnesota. She is an environmental science major with plans to get certified as a smoke chaser and begin employment with the Minnesota DNR. Number 6, Beth Schneider. Beth is a senior forward from Wausau, Wisconsin. She is a criminal justice major with plans to enter home and begin her career in either law or enforcement or corrections. Number 9, Bryn Crystal. Bryn is a senior midfielder from Wayzata, Minnesota. She is a psychology major with plans to further her education next September, pursuing a master's degree in psychology. Number 10, Megan Bergerson. Megan is a senior defender from Two Harbors, Minnesota. She is an environmental science major with plans to begin her career in the natural sciences field. Thank you, seniors, for all your contributions to the program. Fans, let's hear another round of applause to this year's senior class of Yellow Jacket Women's Soccer.
There you heard the words of our public address announcer, Carson Wilhorn. Short ceremony here honoring the 6 Yellow Jacket seniors, Quinn Clark, Cameron Hill, Abby Randall, Beth Schneider, Bryn Crystal, and Megan Bergerson. Part of a class of seniors that have been to 3 NCAA tournaments, have won 3 UMAC regular season titles and 3 UMAC postseason titles here heading into their senior year. Of course, we have plenty of soccer to see if the Yellow Jackets can continue that streak as far as hanging another banner before the 2025 campaign is over. But again, a nice little ceremony, a nice recognition of those 6 seniors here by our public address announcer, Carson Wilhorn, here in Superior. With that, we will take another quick break, and then we'll come back and throw things back down the field, and we will rejoin Mr. Wilhorn as he introduces the 2 teams. We'll then have the national anthem, and then we will have the opening kickoff sponsored by Barker's Island Inn between the Yellow Jackets and Martin Luther. That's coming up in about 15 minutes' time, so stick around for that. This is UWS Women's Soccer here on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network.
Welcome to Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium for today's Upper Midwest Athletic Conference women's soccer match featuring the Martin Luther College Knights and your University of Wisconsin Superior Yellow Jackets. At this time, let's meet the stars for today's match, beginning with the visiting Knights. Number 00, Mariam Bitter. Number 2, Rachel McCackna. Number 8, Anna Kramer. Number 12, Ava Bielman. Number 14, Priscilla Bain. Number 16, Ava Waltz. Number 18, Ella Risto. Number 21, Naomi Foley. Number 22, Julian Kaler. Number 28, Katie Shanek. And number 30, Rachel Shanek. The head coach of Martin Luther is Tyson Zansdorf. His assistants are Kate Goot and Catherine Schmaller. And now, the starting lineup for your Yellow Jackets. A senior from Duluth, Minnesota, wearing number 0, Quinn Clark. A senior from Duluth, Minnesota, wearing number 3, Cameron Hill. A sophomore from Hermantown, Minnesota, wearing number 4, Brooke Judnick. A senior from North Branch, Minnesota, wearing number 5, Abby Randall. A senior from Wausau, Wisconsin, wearing number 6, Beth Schneider. A senior from Wayzata, Minnesota, wearing number 9, Bryn Crystal. A senior from Two Harbors, Minnesota, wearing number 10, Megan Bergerson. A sophomore from Brookfield, Illinois, wearing number 11, Neve Larson. A sophomore from Ashland, Wisconsin, wearing number 18, Sonia Root. A junior from New Germany, Minnesota, wearing 21, Mercedes Burmeister. And a sophomore from Iowa City, Iowa, wearing number 27, Claire Loria. The head coach of the Yellow Jackets in his first season is Nick Piazza. He is assisted by Will Meinstrom, Brandon Johnson, and Melissa Hansen. At this time, we ask everyone to please rise and face the flag if you are able, and fans kindly remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
So the national anthem has been played. The two teams have been introduced by public address announcer Carson Wilhorn, and we're just moments away from getting this regular season finale for the Yellow Jackets and Martin Luther underway here from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. Matt Johnson alongside my production engineer Evan Ludwig as UWS closes out the home portion of the 2025 regular season. A couple of series notes between these two squads. UWS holds a 13-8 all-time advantage against the Knights dating back to October 7th of 1998, the first meeting between these two teams. UWS is currently on a 10-game winning streak in the series, including taking the first matchup between the two teams back on October 3rd in New Ulm, Minnesota. In that contest, the Yellow Jackets scored 5 times in the first half on the way to posting a 6-0 win. Lily Clocker scored twice for UWS at 37-20 and 40-09, while the Yellow Jackets got additional goals from Bryn Crystal, Emma Wright, Kasha Kovala, and Neve Larson, while shooting the Knights 33-1 for the match. Quinn Clark and Bailey Nygaard split time in goal for UWS in that contest, while Maria Vick made 16 saves for the Knights. With that win, UWS now has not lost a game to Martin Luther since dropping a 1-0 overtime decision back on November 2nd of 2019 in New Ulm. Today's opening kick, as always, is sponsored by Barker's Island Inn, Northern Wisconsin's Island Getaway, and we're moments away from getting that opening kick underway here. The Yellow Jackets, after playing yesterday in their home whites, will now be in their blacks today for this regular season and home finale here for 2025, while the Knights are closing out the campaign and the traveling whites with the red shorts. Jackets going from left to right in this opening 45 minutes, while the Knights going from right to left. This is game 1 of 2 here on Yellow Jacket TV. Of course, the men, after winning their 8th straight regular season championship yesterday officially by defeating Bethany Lutheran, will be taking on Martin Luther here in our nightcap. That'll also be the regular season finale for the Yellow Jacket men. In the meantime, UWS will kick things off. It looks like it'll be Neve Larson. That'll do the honors here for UWS. The opening kick is taken, again sponsored by Barker's Island Inn, and we are officially underway again. Thank you for joining us here as the sun peeks out from behind the clouds after the opening kick of this one. Jackets in the blacks, as I mentioned. These two teams met, as I mentioned, on October 3rd. That was a game the Yellow Jackets took command of in the very early going, scoring 5 times in the first half on the way to a 6-0 win. And UWS coming forward now. The Jackets coming into this contest having scored 46 goals while giving up a total of 23 on the season. Martin Luther, meanwhile, comes in having scored 29 goals while giving up 37 so far this year. Jackets averaging just under 20 shots per game while giving up about 12. The Knights, meanwhile, getting about 13 shots per game and giving up about 15 per contest so far this season. In the meantime, Yellow Jackets starting all 6 seniors. That's Abby Randall, by the way, number 5 in black, getting the start, her first start of the season. On the right side now, Anna Kramer, leading scorer for the Knights as the ball comes into the 18, and it'll be grabbed by Quinn Clark, one of those 6 seniors, playing her final home game as a Yellow Jacket here this afternoon. UWS right now slated to be in the number 3 seed position for the UMAC tournament, which will start next week. I did not check all of the scenarios, but I think that's where the Yellow Jackets will end up regardless of how this game goes here today. In the meantime, now the Knights will play it to the far side of the field for Priscilla Boehm. Boehm working over there against Mercedes Burmeister, and Burmeister will send it over the end line, and we'll have our first corner kick of the contest, 1 minute, 30 seconds in. And jogging over to take it, looks like it'll be Rachel Shanek, one of 2 Shanek sisters. And the starting lineup today here for Martin Luther. Natives of College Station, Texas. Don't see too many natives from that area of the country come up here. And here this ball comes right into the 6, and it's grabbed by Clark. She'll hold on to it here and wait for her teammates to get forward. That was quite dangerous, actually, as it was floated in. And she'll roll it now for Charlie Lindsley, who gets another start in central defense. You can make the argument that actually Lindsley was the Yellow Jackets' best player yesterday. She was very steady. Jackets struggled mightily in that game yesterday in terms of being able to put together finishing touches, but certainly Lindsley was very good and has been very good. The freshman from Rapid City, South Dakota, getting a start in the middle. As this ball to the outside, now intercepted by Mercedes Burmeister. Neve Larson, the Yellow Jackets' leading scorer, will send it to the far side. Larson with 10 goals and 10 assists this season. Her sophomore campaign. Now here's Megan Bergerson for the aforementioned Charlie Lindsley. Lindsley coming forward for the Jackets. For Cam Hill. Hill turning on the right foot. Looking to release Abby Randall right side, and instead it'll be sent out off the right foot excuse me, left foot of Anna Kramer. It'll be a throw now for the Yellow Jackets. Lindsley looks like she'll take it here. And her throw in now is going to be sent over the near side and out of play for another Yellow Jacket throw. Here's the throw in now for Brooke Judnick. Judnick for the Yellow Jackets. Laying it back, here's Bryn Crystal. Hitting it over the top now, looking for Judnick. And off of her line to grab is going to be Miriam Bitter, who gets the start in goal for Martin Luther in this regular season finale. Bitter making her 4th appearance of the season. Starting in place of Maria Vick. Vick, who played against the Yellow Jackets in the first matchup. As Abby Randall now sending that ball to the 18. Those numbers on Bitter, by the way, giving up 4 goals this season in 220 minutes of game action. Save percentage of .867. Made 26 saves. Goals against average of .164. Only played, like I said, in a handful of games. This is her 4th game of the season. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Yellow Jackets, it's Quinn Clark. Getting the start for the Yellow Jackets, making her 18th appearance, approaching 1,500 minutes of game action for the senior from Duluth. 21 goals against, a goals against average of 1.27. 78 saves, a save percentage of .788, and a record of 7.6-4 for her this season. As Neve Larson now on the left side for UWS, trying to play that ball forward with the left foot, and this one now will be sent over the far side. It'll be a throw now coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Not quite 5 minutes elapsed here in this first half as the toss comes in for Larson far side. Neve Larson now stepping inside a defender. Comes to the edge of the 18. Her touch is a little too heavy. Now she'll try to reclaim it. Now here's a shot taken by Beth Schneider, and that one will drift over the top of Bitter's goal and out for a goal kick. As we're just about 5 minutes into this opening half. As windy and as rainy as it was yesterday, it is stilled here today. The only similarity we really have is in temperatures at game time to yesterday's conditions. Women's game actually yesterday was quite dry and a bit blustery, but it was during the men's game that the skies really opened up and it just drenched the field. Those of you who watched the men's game yesterday will understand that. The playing surface was quite wet yesterday, but of course, this is a brand new turf field, so it has dried off completely here for this one and should stay dry the rest of the day based on the weather reports I'm seeing. So, welcome sight for, I think, both teams here, especially Yellow Jacket women, like I said, playing their final home game with 2025. The men, of course, the number 1 seed in the forthcoming UMAC tournament. The men will be going for their 9th straight UMAC tournament crown. In the meantime, now on the far side here is Beth Schneider for Neve Larson, and Larson's return pass sails out of play. Head coach Nick Piazza over there making the play, or trying to. And the throw now coming in here for the Knights as it goes over the top to the far side. All now up in the air. Burmeister trying to settle it for UWS. They'll come back now, and here's Megan Bergerson. Bergerson now. Charlie Lindsley. Lindsley for the Yellow Jackets. Brooke Judnick. She'll leave it. Lindsley. Charlie Lindsley does well to pick out Neve Larson. Pops it into the air. Now headed up in the air by Cam Hill. Ball toward the 18. Schneider heading it into the Martin Luther box, and that'll be half volleyed to the far side. It'll be a throw here coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Burmeister will take it. Mercedes Burmeister, a native of New Germany, Minnesota, has a big throw, so it's basically like a set piece from out there. And here comes that big throw from Burmeister. And she tosses it into the 18. Here is Cam Hill. Her return pass, though, for Burmeister, well behind the outside back for UWS. Beth Schneider collecting. Here now is Bryn Crystal. Crystal will play it back. Here's Bergerson squaring it now near side Lindsley. Charlie Lindsley. Neve Larson. And her ball wide. That one going to be intercepted. Sonia Root for UWS, turning and giving it back. Now here's Lindsley. Charlie Lindsley now will switch the field for Burmeister. Burmeister now toward the edge of the 18, looking for Judnick. That one sent back to the direction by the Knights. Now coming back is Crystal. Bryn Crystal coming forward. Crystal still on the move. Looking for an outlet. She has Root with her. Sonia Root now for the Jackets. Root getting stood up there. Good defensive effort that time by Rachel Shanik, and now comes into Yellow Jacket territory. Bergerson will go all the way back top of the 18 now for Quinn Clark. Bergerson now has some space as she makes her way toward the midfield stripe, picks out Sonia Root. Root, the sophomore from Ashland, Wisconsin, gives it off, and now here is Bryn Crystal, giving her ball to the far side, a little bit short. Cam Hill trying to turn with it. Hill, one of the 3 captains for the Jackets this season, now will go all the way back for one of her fellow captains, and Megan Bergerson. Now Lindsley coming forward. Outside now it's Abby Randall. And Randall will play it off of the defender Rachel McCackna on the near side for a Yellow Jacket throw. Taken by Lindsley. Hill. Lindsley. She'll lift it into the 18, and Bitter will come, fumbled it momentarily, and then is able to collect it. Ahead of Brooke Judnick, who was coming down the middle for UWS. Crystal trying to bring that one down. Now for Neve Larson. Cam Hill now. Hill looking for Abby Randall. Overran that one, and now the Mites take it back. They'll play it to the wide side of the field. Running forward now. This is Katie Shanik. Shanik, though, dispossessed by Bergerson. Now Crystal. Randall. Abby Randall stepping through. Randall still trying to run it back. Now he wins it back. Takes it off the foot of the Knights' leading scorer this season, Anna Kramer. And now it's Crystal. Burmeister. Handling it far side. And Brooke Judnick almost blew a tire there, and it'll just roll to the over to the corner. Maybe it's a little more slick than I thought. Meanwhile, the pass goes out of play. It'll be a throw here coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Just over 10 minutes into this opening half. This regular season finale. All in all, temperature not too bad. Conditions not too bad either on the playing surface heading into this one as Burmeister with that high arcing throw. Now turning, getting a shot away was Cam Hill with the left foot, and she'll leave it wide of the target. Bitter, meanwhile, will take the goal kick. Off the goal kick now. Rachel Shanik to the outside. Larson trying to step through. So it'll be sent now to the far side. Here's Burmeister. Neve Larson. Bryn Crystal. Megan Bergerson now for Charlie Lindsley. Lindsley for the Yellow Jackets coming forward. For Sonia Root. And we're going to have a foul called here on the Yellow Jacket sophomore. It'll be a free kick here coming up. Standing over now, Rachel Shanik. Giving it a ride. Randall now. Left-footed ball forward. And Neve Larson will be called for a foul here. Nearly 13 minutes elapsed here, first half. Free kick taken by the Knights. Here's Kramer now on the outside. Now turning and going wide with it. Katie Shanik. Shanik playing it into the 18. Leaving it back now, Rachel Shanik. Taken off her foot now by Cam Hill. Hill for the Yellow Jackets. Now Randall for the Yellow Jackets turning on the right foot. Sending it forward. Knights able to break up that play. There's Rachel Shanik, and it'll go out of play near side. Throw coming up now. Lindsley will take it. And for Bergerson. Bryn Crystal now. Squaring it outside for Mercedes Burmeister. Burmeister across the midfield stripe. Does well to pick out Beth Schneider on the wing. Schneider for the Yellow Jackets on the right foot. Cam Hill now turning, trying to get a shot away. Didn't get much of it with the left foot, and will roll in on goal. Grabbed here by Bitter. She'll hold on to it. And Bitter flubbed the attempt at a high ball toward midfield. Jackets nearly able to take advantage of it. In the meantime, now it's Lindsley. Now Lindsley picking out Cam Hill. Hill finding Abby Randall. Randall for the Yellow Jackets, crossing it into the 18, and it's cleared away. Ava Buellman to the far side with the clearing ball for the Knights, picked up by Burmeister. And now another ball will come over midfield. Back in the Yellow Jacket territory, Bergerson will pick it up. Lindsley for the Yellow Jackets. Randall. Now McCackna for the Knights against Brooke Judnick, and it'll go out of play. And we'll have a foul called here on Brooke Judnick. Nearly 15 minutes into this opening half. Can't get enough of the Yellow Jackets? Tune into Eye of the Swarm, the official podcast of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Join John Garver and me throughout the years. We sit down with Yellow Jacket student athletes, coaches, and other guests. Eye of the Swarm is available on uwsyellowjackets.com/podcast, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your podcasts. As off the free kick now, comes back up the middle. Katie Shanik. Stripped of the ball now. Here's Judnick. Bergerson. Neve Larson now turning on the right foot. Larson for the Yellow Jackets. Trying to decide what she wants to do, and the pass is therefore picked off. Now on the near side, it's Lindsley. Lifting a ball into the 18. Beth Schneider getting her head to it, in on goal, and Bitter will grab that one on a hop and hold on to it. This time, the drop kick goes a bit better for her. And it'll come into Yellow Jacket territory. Bergerson now will switch the field. Here is Mercedes Burmeister. Burmeister, root, heavy touch, and she'll turn it over. The Knights now trying to turn it back. Anna Kramer. Now Hill. Left-footed ball, looking for Neve Larson. Larson with an inside step. Bitter a little late coming out, but she'll grab that one. And now she'll roll it near side for McCackna. Now interception by Bryn Crystal. Crystal for the Yellow Jackets. Touches it around. A couple of defenders. Now she's tied up in the corner. Now Crystal trying to get a cross away, and that one will bounce out, and we'll have a throw here coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Randall will take it. Now Lindsley. Neve Larson. And this one will go out of play now, left side. Off UWS. We haven't played a full 20 minutes as of yet, but we're approaching that mark. Scoreless between the Yellow Jackets and the Knights here in the regular season finale for UWS. Home finale as well. Jackets had a chance to win their 5th straight conference crown coming in the weekend, but those hopes were dashed, especially with that loss against Bethany Lutheran. In fact, the Jackets will more than likely now be on the road. And that isn't official as of yet, but all but is here. Of course, those matchups will be announced early this week, and Yellow Jackets will, regardless, be in action in UMAC tournament semifinal action this coming Wednesday, the 5th. Now on the other side, it's Naomi Foley here for Martin Luther. She gets dispossessed of the ball. Here's now is Burmeister. Lindsley now picking up Bryn Crystal. Crystal for the Yellow Jackets has some room to operate. There's a ball now for Judnick. Continues on now Cam Hill. Hill has that one tackled off of her foot. Weak side defense of play made by Juliana Kaler. It'll be a corner kick here for the Yellow Jackets. Larson, the sophomore, will take it here, it looks like. Actually, it looks like it'll be Bryn Crystal that'll take it, the senior. Probably not a bad idea. Larson, the leading goal scorer for the Yellow Jackets with 10 on the season. Get her on the end of a corner kick rather than taking them. She takes most of the corner kicks, does Larson for the Yellow Jackets, but Crystal will take this one. Line drive backside. Now here's the head ball by Cam Hill, saved by Bitter, and then cleared off the line. Crystal now with her cross has it deflected. And now this one will go out of play. It'll be a throw here for the Yellow Jackets. Cam Hill got all of that one. Hill with 8 goals on the season for the Jackets. Making a bid for her 9th, but again, that one saved off the line. Now here's Judnick. Going to play it into the 18. That one intercepted by the Knights. And they'll clear it up the middle. Lindsley for the Yellow Jackets. We'll play it to the outside now. Randall. Sonia Root. And now it'll be touched out of play near side. Lindsley on the throw. Now here's Bergerson. Burmeister. Larson back for Bergerson. Drilling it now to the near side. Here's Abby Randall. Randall, her pass, that's picked off. Now the Knights coming back. Tipped forward by Rachel Shanick. Bergerson running it down. Playing it back now. Here's Lindsley. Root for the Yellow Jackets. Now Larson. Root with the left foot. And it's out of play. Reminder at halftime, we'll have our first half summary. Look at the first half stats. We'll also give you our Yellow Jacket sports summary. Our halftime programming, as always, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, so stick around for that. 23 minutes, 40 seconds from now, we'll have our halftime programming. In the meantime, the Jackets now in their own half of the field. Here's Lindsley. Charlie Lindsley now lifting the one over the top. Crystal now to the near side. Abby Carlson, by the way, has checked in for the Jackets. She took out Abby Randall a moment ago. And now Bergerson. Burmeister's ball forward. Neve Larson couldn't bring it down. Now it'll be cleared away into the Martin Luther bench on the far side. We'll have a throw now for the Yellow Jackets. The throw comes in. Here's Larson. Heading a ball to the near wing, but overshooting the intended target, Abby Carlson. It will be a goal kick here for Bitter. As we're just about halfway through this first 45 minutes. Still no score. First of 2 here on Yellow Jacket TV. The men's game coming up about a half hour after we go final in this regular season finale. Yellow Jacket men will be at home for the playoffs on Wednesday. We know that. And the tentative start time on that one, 3:30 here from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. In the meantime, now on the far side, as Taylor DeCook has come in for the Jackets. Larson back for DeCook. And a Cook's ball for Judnick, and heavy touch there, and it will make its way to the end line, still in. Judnick will now play it outside, and actually it's going to deflect off of. Check that. It's going to be a throw now for the Knights. That's actually what I thought it was. Looking for the center referee's call on that one. Now here's Cam Hill. Hill. Ball up the middle. Here's Carlson. Abby Carlson. Touch took her wide, and then the shot therefore also went wide. Probably needed to touch it more toward the middle. Instead, she played it with the right foot, cut down her own angle, and fired it wide. Goal kick here coming up for Bitter. Now Judnick turning, getting a shot away off the goal kick, and Bitter will again grab that one. Larson, Judnick. Now this ball played up the middle. Root beaten to it now by Katie Shanik. And now the Knights trying to come across. Ava Walls' ball through the middle, intercepted, and now here's Cam Hill for the Jackets. Plays it wide now, Abby Carlson. Carlson. And this one now will go to the near side. We'll have a throw here coming up. Lindsley will take it. Root will now send it into the 18. That will be an easy grab there for Bitter. Now Root. Flicked up in the air by Hill. Here's Judnick. Outside now Carlson. Carlson now clipping it to the back post. That one will be grabbed by Bitter as well, ahead of the on-rushing Neve Larson. Bergerson now for UWS. Megan Bergerson now advancing forward herself. Playing it up the middle. Both players collide. We play on now. Katie Shanik, that'll bring it down. And now Brooke Judnick takes it wide and out of play. Throw coming up now. McCacknon will take it. And this one out of play. It'll be a throw now for the Knights. Burmeister coming forward. Now playing it here for Cam Hill. Hill coming forward now for the Yellow Jackets. Takes it wide against Bitter. Gets a shot and she scores. That goal for Hill is her 9th of the season. That one comes .36, I'm going to say, well, actually 26:31 in. Sorry, folks, I was doing the math in my head there. The assist to Burmeister. And UWS leads it by the score of 1-0. So 1-0 your score. Jackets, meanwhile, have made a couple substitutions. Julia Taylor in for the first time. Julia Lindau also in, as is Emma Wright for UWS. As this ball now top of the 18. Now Taylor to Cook trying to get a shot away. That one deflects. And it'll come to the near side. Again, recapping the goal, Cameron Hill, her 9th of the season. The assist to Mercedes Burmeister, 26-31 on the time. And UWS leads it by the score of 1-0. Lindsley now playing that ball. Crystal with the first-time volley. Not a bad idea, and it bounces in on Bitter, and she'll hold on to it here. Jackets, by the way, entering the game looking for their 9th win of the season. And looking for their 6th straight winning campaign. They could clinch that winning season with the victory here today if they can get it against the Knights. In the meantime, now Lindsley playing a ball to the corner, and it'll roll out. We'll have a goal kick here coming up for Bitter. Meanwhile, the Knights are going to make a substitution here on this goal kick. I think the Yellow Jackets, if I had to venture a guess, they'd be playing Bethany Lutheran again on Wednesday. The Jackets and the Vikings splitting their 2 games during the regular season, each winning on each other's home fields. And as this ball now comes to the near side, that one will go out of play. We'll have a throw here coming up for UWS. Charlie Lindsley will take it. And that one now will bounce out of play. We'll have another throw here coming up. Throw from Lindsley. Julia Lindau with the left foot will play it back. Now it's Burmeister. Julia Taylor for the Yellow Jackets gives it right back outside. Burmeister. Root. Now Emma Wright for the Yellow Jackets. She'll lay it back. Now here's Lindau. Wright. Trying to release now for Abby Carlson. She gets tripped up. Now Carlson comes back and she'll send it over the end line. It'll be another goal kick here coming up. 15 minutes, 45 seconds remaining. Half number 1. Yellow Jackets up 1-0. That goal is number 47 on the season for the Yellow Jackets. And like I said, for Cam Hill, it is goal number 9. Off the goal kick. Comes up the middle now. Crystal playing it over the top. Bitter will come off of her line. She'll grab it on a hop. And she will hold on to it here. Now she'll give it a ride toward midfield. Lindau trying to bring this ball down. Julia Lindau. Bringing it now. Here's Emma Wright. Right now back for Sonia Root. Now ball off in the corner. Taylor to Cook, and she'll draw a corner kick far side flag here. Looks like Julia Taylor is going to be the one to take it this time for UWS. The Cook is going to come short. Taylor sending it in toward the 6, and it'll be gloved there by Bitter. She'll hold on to it here. Under a quarter of an hour remaining, half number 1. A reminder, at halftime, we'll have our first half summary, a look at the first half stats. And we'll also catch you up on all the goings-on with Yellow Jacket Athletics. Busy time on campus, a lot of teams in action or about to be in action. And we'll cover all that at the half. Sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, of course. And that'll be in about 14 minutes of game time. Now here's Emma Wright for the Jackets, playing it near side. Here's Abby Carlson. Carlson. And this one now will be played over the near side. We'll have a throw here coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Lindsley will take it. Our throw now comes in. Sonia Root. Now Burmeister will go to the far side to Cook. And again over the top. It'll be intercepted by the Knights. Here's Lindau. Julia Lindau now. Burmeister lifting it, looking for Taylor to Cook. Again, cleared away from her. Well, bounding around a bit. Nobody's settled it as of yet. Finally, Lindau will bring it to the turf, and now she'll play it back for Bergerson. Bergerson lifting it now right side. This ball near side goes out of play. Throw coming up here. Here's Lindsley. Off the toss. Emma Wright. Lindsley. Now Bergerson. Is it up the middle now? Here's Taylor. She took a heavy touch. Couldn't bring it down. Now Burmeister off the interception. Sends it wide to Cook. Laying it on now for Lindau. Julia Lindau for the Yellow Jackets. And she'll run out of real estate on the end line. It'll be a goal kick here coming up. 12:20 and counting remaining here. And half number one as Lily Clocker and Caroline Gore, a pair of freshmen, will check in for the Jackets. In the meantime, Bitter will take the goal kick. Quinn Clark, haven't called her name for a while. Trying to stay warm on the opposite end of the field here. Clark, one of two Duluth East natives. The reason why I bring that up, Caroline Gore is the other on this Yellow Jacket team, and she's in there right now, number 7 in black. In the meantime, now here's Bergerson picking out the aforementioned Gore, and Caroline Gore coming forward now on the right foot. Now Wright. Abby Carlson on the right side now. She'll continue it on now for Wright in the corner. Emma Wright just ran out of space. 11 minutes, 18 seconds remaining, half number one. Good idea there by Wright to try to take it wide. Just like I said, ran out of real estate on the near side. As Bitter will take the goal kick. Now it's Katie Shanik for Martin Luther. Going to play it for her sister, Rachel. Jackets breaking that one up, and now it'll go out of play. And Katie Shanik, number 28 in white, while Rachel Shanik, the older sister, is number 30 in white. For those of you who are not familiar with those two. Like I said, natives of College Station, Texas. You don't see too many natives of that part of Texas for sure coming up this far north for college, but here's the ball now in by Taylor. Bitter can't find it. Hitting the deck was Taylor to Cook. And Bitter finally does scoop it up off the turf here. 10 minutes, 10 seconds, and counting remaining in the half. UWS leading at 1-0 on the goal by one of the 6 seniors honored during our pregame ceremony, that being Cameron Hill. The assist to Mercedes Burmeister. Time on that one, 26:31, and that's where we stand, 1-0. As Burmeister coming forward, left-footed ball now into space on the wing. Trying to run it down is Lindau. And instead it'll deflect off of her. Nice defensive play there by the Knights. Draw another goal kick. It's been on this side of the field now for about the last half hour plus. And now the Knights are going to make another substitution here. And it's going to be Katie Shanik that's going to make way here for the sub. Bitter, meanwhile, will take the goal kick. Ended up in the air there by DeCook. Now Burmeister with the left foot. Now Lily Clocker for the Yellow Jackets. Lindsley. Julia Taylor trying to turn. She gets stood up. Now Gore winning it back for the Yellow Jackets. Gore now will trigger it right side. Carlson. Gore. Now back for Carlson, and the return pass is off the mark, out of play. It'll be a throw here coming up. 8.5 minutes remaining in the opening 45. As the throw comes in. Out of play. It'll be a Yellow Jacket toss now. Lindsley. And for Lily Clocker. Back for Bergerson. Bergerson. Rachel Shanick now playing it up the middle. Clocker now ranging back. Lindsley now will switch it to the far side of the field. Burmeister. Lindsley now lifting it into space. Now Gore for the Yellow Jackets. Caroline Gore. Chipping it into the 18. Nobody there in a black jersey, and Bitter will grab it again. This one bounces in the Yellow Jacket territory. Now Bergerson. Gore. Lindau now on the left foot. Taylor to Cook. Ball up the middle. That's going to be picked off. It's Rachel Shanick, and now she's coming forward. Pass to the far side now, intended for Heather Wendt. And the substitutes here, and she'll be offside. It'll be the first offside against the Knights in this contest. First half moving right along. 6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining on the first half clock. 1-0 Yellow Jackets in the lead as Burmeister triggers it. Now near side, here's Charlie Lindsley coming forward. Lindsley now. Julia Taylor. Lily Clocker. Abby Carlson. Clocker now back for Julia Taylor. Taylor now top of the 18. Here's Emma Wright. Lindau trying to get a shot away. That one was deflected by traffic. Still bouncing around a bit. McCackna now for the Knights. Plays it right to the feet of Caroline Gore. Gore. Emma Wright. Gore. And the release for Taylor to Cook on the far side, and that one will now go out of play. Far side of the field will have a throw for the Yellow Jackets here as we tick down toward the last 5 minutes of this half. Burmeister will take it. Into the 18. Headed away now Bergerson. Now Lindau gets stripped by Shanick. Jackets will take it back now. Here's Burmeister. Quinn Clark. Burmeister. Gore for the Yellow Jackets. Caroline Gore. Sending it to space, more or less. Now McCackna. And then the return pass to the outside will be a throw here for the Yellow Jackets. 4 minutes, 35 seconds left in the half. Quick throw taken by Charlie Lindsley. Lindau. Ball over the top to the far side now. DeCook will run it down. Now here's Burmeister. And Burmeister to the corner now. Here's Emma Wright. Emma Wright for the Yellow Jackets. Cutting back against the grain. It's a cross into the 18. Skips through into the 6. Might have had a chance there for Clocker, but Bitter was there to smother it, and she'll grab it here. Or she gives it a ride toward midfield. There's Gore. Now Clocker. Lindau now starts stepping her way. Top of the 18. Bergerson. Taylor now for Clocker. That one intercepted. Lindsley takes it back for UWS. Not sure where that pass was trying to go, and right to Rachel McCackna. And now Went will run out of space near side. It'll be a throw here coming up. 2 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the half. 1-0 your score. Here's Gore. Now Burmeister toward midfield. And that pass goes out of play far side. Ticking down toward the last 2 minutes of the half. Throw comes in on the far side by the Knights. Now Burmeister, Lindau, Gore. Our pass short for Julia Taylor, picked off now by Martin Luther. Now Burmeister. Emma Wright now for the Jackets. Clocker now. Here's Gore now for the Jackets as we're about to go under a minute remaining in the half. Lindau, left-footed ball up the middle. Burmeister now coming forward to Cook. Clocker. Now for Emma Wright. Lindsley now going back. Here's Bergerson. Ten seconds remaining as this pass for Wright goes out of play, and that should about do it for the half here. And the horn sounds. The opening 45 minutes is in the book, and on the strength of a goal by senior Cam Hill, the Yellow Jackets will head into the intermission. Your score at the break: Yellow Jackets 1, Martin Luther nothing. We'll take a quick break and come back with our halftime programming, sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. That's coming up right after this. This is UWS Women's Soccer on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. We are back here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium where we jump into our halftime programming sponsored by Hovland Incorporated, providing concrete masonry and design to the Twin Ports and the surrounding area. Hovland Incorporated, 218-722-1662. 1-0 your score here at the break. Yellow Jackets had all of the offense in that first half and had several good looks at goal, but only one in the back of the net thus far. It came at 26-31 of the opening half. Cameron Hill, the senior from Duluth, one of the 6 seniors that was honored in our pregame ceremony earlier today, scoring her 9th goal of the season off of a pass from Mercedes Burmeister. It was a nice feed from Burmeister, who was getting her first start in a couple of weeks. She played it up to Hill. Hill came in, made a move around Bitter, and placed it in the back of the net. Like I said, 9th goal of the season for Hill. The time again, 26-31, and that's where we stand at the half. Yellow Jackets 1, Martin Luther 0. Shots in that first half, as I mentioned, all of the offense for the Yellow Jackets in the opening 45 minutes. UWS holding a 13-0 edge in total shots, including an 8-0 advantage in shots on goal. A total of 3 corners were taken in that first half, 2 of them for the Yellow Jackets. Only 3 fouls were called, all of them against UWS. 1 offside call, that was against Martin Luther later in the half. And in terms of saves in that first half for Martin Luther, Miriam Bitter, starting goalkeeper for the Knights, 7 saves so far. Quinn Clark hasn't even seen a shot come toward her goal, much less have a save here so far through 45 minutes. So that's your story here. Yellow Jackets tilting the field, but still only leading it by the score of 1-0. And with that being the case, we'll take another quick break before we come back with our Yellow Jacket Sports Summary and look at what else is going on with UWS Athletics. All that coming up in a couple minutes. This is UWS Women's Soccer on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Matt Johnson back here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. We have about 4 minutes before we begin half number 2 here, this regular season finale between the Yellow Jackets and the Knights. And we'll catch you up on what else is going on with Yellow Jacket athletics. Men's soccer, of course, will be playing game 2 of our doubleheader here, so stick around for that. The men at 13 now and 6 overall, 11-0 in the UMAC. They clinched their 8th straight UMAC regular season title last night with an impressive 4-0 win over Bethany Lutheran under very, very, I would say, tedious weather conditions. It was not only very, very wet, but also windy and blustery, but the Yellow Jackets certainly did not faze them at all as they beat the the Vikings 4-0 here last night. In that contest, less than 24 hours ago, the Yellow Jackets scored 3 times the opening 5 minutes and never looked back and picking up their 13th victory of the season. Jay Kidd scored 2 of those 3 goals for UWS, netting the game winner just 151 into the contest, off an assist from Joel Thomas, before Jacob Weil scored unassisted at 3:45 to make it 2-0. Kidd scored again from Thomas just 39 seconds later. 4:22 in the match, it was 3-0, and from there the Yellow Jackets pretty much cruised the rest of the way. Freshman Seth Davidson completed the scoring for the Yellow Jackets, netting his 12th goal of the season at 56-53, off an assist from Harvey McLaughlin to make it a 4-0 final. For the game, Bethany Lutheran held a 16-11 edge in total shots, while the Jackets held a 7-3 advantage in shots on target. Patrick Sessions went all the way in goal to post the shutout for the Jackets with 3 saves. UWS, again, next in action today, taking on Martin Luther here in Game 2, 3:30 p.m., the opening kick. I'm already thinking ahead to basketball season. 3:30, the opening kick against Martin Luther. Tentative start time there will be on with the pregame about 10 minutes ahead of time or so. Volleyball playing right now. They're 19-8 overall, 8-1 in the UMAC. They won their 3rd straight last night by sweeping North Central at the Mertz. In that contest, the Yellow Jackets winning 3-0 by set scores of 25-12, 25-11, and 25-21 while hitting .315 as a team and holding the Rams to negative .009 hitting for the match. McKenna Holbein led the way with 14 kills on 545 hitting. From the center position, Colleen Claude, Carly Lohman, and Gabby Schwartz combined for 30 assists, while Savannah Herring finished with 11 digs. They are playing Northwestern right now, a few hundred yards from where we are to our right at the Mertz, and at last check, it was 1-1 between the two teams heading to the 3rd set. Men's and women's cross country, meanwhile, both teams were idle last week. Today, both teams running at the 2025 UMAC Cross Country Championships hosted at Winthrop Golf Course down in Winthrop, Minnesota. The men's race began at 12 noon today, while the women's race began at 1 p.m. For full information and results on that, you can go to uwsyellowjackets.com. Women's hockey opened up their season last night. They are 0-1 after falling to Lake Forest 5-0 down the street at Westman Arena in Superior. In that contest, the Foresters scored 4 times in the middle frame on the way to shutting out the Yellow Jackets. For the game, UWS held a 26-24 advantage in shots on goal. Maddie Wallstroll went all the way in goal for the Yellow Jackets, making 19 saves to take the loss. And men's hockey will open up their season today in non-conference road matchup against Marion at the Blue Line Family Ice Center in Fond du Lac. That'll be a 4:30 p.m. opening face-off, a single game for Coach Rich McKenna and company to kick off the 2025-26 campaign. So that's your Yellow Jacket sports summary. And with that, we'll bring a close to our halftime programming sponsored by Hovland Incorporated. We'll take one more quick audio break and then come back with the start of the second 45 minutes of this regular season finale between the Yellow Jackets and the Knights. That's coming up right after this. This is UWS Women's Soccer on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. All right, we're ready for the second half here. Matt Johnson alongside my production engineer, Evan Ludwig. Game 1 of our doubleheader, and the Knights taking the second half kickoff. Yellow Jackets leading at 1-0 on the strength of Cameron Hill's 9th goal of the season at 26-31. As the Knights now breaking into Yellow Jacket territory. Anna Kramer, the leading scorer for Martin Luther, taking it into the 18, tackled out over the end line to our right by Megan Bergerson, and it'll be a corner kick here for the Knights. First time they've gotten deep in Yellow Jacket territory, arguably the entire game. In the meantime, going to the far side now to take the corner kick. It's going to be Rachel Shanick here for Martin Luther. And she'll swing it in with the right foot toward the 6. Ball headed down. Now here's a shot attempt. That one off traffic. Another shot attempt. Still bounding around. Nobody seems to be able to find it right now. There's a sea of bodies in there. Everybody's kicking around at it. Still in the top of the 18. Still in the 18. Now Bergerson trying to clear it near side, and it'll finally go out of play off of a Martin Luther foot. But my goodness, that was sitting there for what seemed like forever. And now it'll go over the end line. That's one of those where time sometimes will stop. It just sat there in the middle of about 5 or 6 different sets of feet, and nobody could find it. And now here's a ball back into the 18. Quinn Clark for the Yellow Jackets will send it to the near side. Clark, by the way, looking for a school record today, or expanding on a school record. She has 19 career shutouts, which is the most in Yellow Jacket women's soccer history. Now here's a nice ball over the top for Abby Randall, played by Bryn Crystal. Randall coming in at an angle on the right foot. Randall over the front. Here's a shot now by Neve Larson, and that one will be stopped by Bitter. First time Larson's had a really good look so far here today. She was just looking for the deflection there. Brooke Judnick was also running up the middle for UWS. And they'll send this ball now back toward midfield. Rachel Shanick now sending it to the far side for Kramer. And Charlie Lindsley now will play it out. It'll be a throw here coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Bergerson. Now Mercedes Burmeister finding Neve Larson. Sonia Root now. Judnick for Bryn Crystal. Crystal for the Yellow Jackets. Now Larson, top of the 18. Heavy touch with the left foot. And the Jackets turn it over. And now here's Burmeister. And then she'll play it out for a Martin Luther throw here. Approaching the 3-minute mark here of half number 2. Yellow Jackets still leading at 1-0. Had all 13 shots in that opening half. And now Beth Schneider gets taken to the turf. Throw coming up here for UWS. Throw comes in. Now Cam Hill heads it off in the corner. Beth Schneider. Neve Larson now continuing it on. Burmeister up the middle. Here's Root. Sonia Root. Larson. And she'll get under that one and send that one high and over the top of everything. Goal kick here coming up for Bitter. Bitter with the left foot to the far side. Randall there for the Yellow Jackets. Trying to come forward now. Here's Cam Hill. Now she'll fire away from about 30 yards out. That one juggled momentarily, but then held on to here by Bitter. Now she'll roll it right up the middle. Ava Bielman now sending it to the near side. Sonia Root. Bryn Crystal now. Near side, here's Burmeister. Burmeister now triggering it for Beth Schneider. Schneider coming in on the right foot angle. Now tries to leave it for Neve Larson. Root. Go all the way back now. Here's Charlie Lindsley. Lindsley now. Brooke Judnick. Judnick for the Yellow Jackets. UWS now turning it over. Here's Katie Shanick for Rachel Shanick. Intercepted. Now here's Burmeister. Now Cam Hill. Ball comes to the near side. Now here's Bergerson. Megan Bergerson. Bryn Crystal. Charlie Lindsley. Bryn Crystal. Bergerson. And now this one will go out of play. Throw here coming up for the Yellow Jackets near sideline. Larson on the throw. Judnick couldn't find it. Now Larson. And we'll have a foul called now on Neve Larson. Buellman going down. We'll have a free kick here coming up. Off the free kick now, comes toward midfield. Crystal now for the Yellow Jackets. Now Larson. Hitting it over the top now for Randall off in the corner. Abby Randall. Now Roots. Unable to get there, has it taken off of her foot. Now Randall. And now to play for a throw here. Larson. Now turned over by the Yellow Jackets. Bergerson will track back. Lindsley. Crystal. Larson. Now I'll throw for the Yellow Jackets near side. Burmeister on the throw. And this one will go out of play. Off of Ella Rusto. It'll be a throw now for the Yellow Jackets. Burmeister. Larson now for Charlie Lindsley. Judnick, too heavy of a touch. Turned over and back in the Yellow Jacket territory. Here's Bergerson. Cam Hill now. Abby Randall. Into the 18. That'll be easy for Bitter as she comes off of her line and will grab it. Burmeister. Now lifting it near side. And we'll have a foul called now on Naomi Foley of Martin Luther. It'll be a free kick here for the Yellow Jackets. About 25, maybe 30 yards away from goal. Larson will take it. Larson sending it into the 18. Over the top of everybody. And it'll be out for a goal kick. Bitter now off to her latest goal kick to the far side of the field. Neve now. Larson playing it forward for Cam Hill. That one was broken up. Now Kramer with a step for the Knights. Bergerson cutting her off far side. Left-footed ball now. Judnick trying to bring it down. She'll now square it outside. Here's Sonia Root now lifting it. Looking for Larson. And that one will go out of play off of Risto. It'll be a corner kick here for the Yellow Jackets with 33 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here. And the regular season finale. Krista will take this corner kick for UWS. Lifting it in toward the 6, off the post. Still sitting there. Nobody in a black jersey able to get over there for it. Now Crystal sends it in, and here's Bitter, and that one will be grabbed by her. Now the Knights coming forward. Katie Shanick. Back for Katie Shanick now. She'll try to send it wide. That'll be picked off by the Yellow Jackets. Crystal now sending it deep into Martin Luther territory. Larson. Larson on the edge of the 18 now turns. She'll get a shot away, and she'll score! It's a rifle shot there from Neve Larson. The assist to Sonia Root on that play, I believe. And the Yellow Jackets lead by a score of 2-0. 58:05 the time on that one. For Larson, it'll be goal number 11 on the season. And it is 2-0. We know that Neve Larson can really strike a ball, and she struck that one. Nothing now your score as it's Larson from Root. And UWS is going to make substitutions here. Sophie Adler going to check in for the first time, the freshman. Also checking in. As the throw comes in. And this one now will be played out. Adler, by the way, been starting recently for the Yellow Jackets. Abby Carlson is the other one who's back in for the Jackets, by the way, on that far side. Martin Luther going to make a substitution now as Ava Bielman checks out. Throw comes in now, and it'll be played out by Root. Check it. Adler on that play. Katie Shanik now turning centrally. Carlson on the intercept for the Yellow Jackets, and now she'll play it back for Charlie Lindsley. Nice to see Neve Larson get another goal. 11 on the season for her with the 10 assists. Cameron Hill now with 9 on the season. Jackets now up to 48 goals on the campaign. And Burmeister now will line up this throw. Into the 18, bounces through everybody, and Bitter coming off her line will grab it ahead of Abby Carlson, who was coming in on the weak side. She'll hold on to it, now send it forward. Now Bergerson for the Yellow Jackets. Lindsley now to the near side. Here's Burmeister. Adler. Continuing it on now. Here's Neve Larson. Larson now trying to go to the far side of the field. Actually did pretty well to get it over there. Abby Carlson now coming into the 18. McCackna standing her up. And now the Knights will just play it over the far side. It'll be a throw here coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Bryn Crystal with 29:06 remaining to be played here on the afternoon. Throws it in now. Here's Lindsley. Root. Sonia Root now. Neve Larson with the heavy touch. Root now. Playing it near side. Here's Burmeister. Larson for the Yellow Jackets. We'll leave it back. Here's Burmeister. Lindsley now. To the far side, here's Carlson. Abby Carlson now stepping inside. Crosses it in toward the 6. And it'll deflect out. Sophie Adler was there. Bitter couldn't find it there momentarily. And I'll go over the end line, and we'll have a goal kick here for Bitter. Shots now 18-3 in favor of the Yellow Jackets, including 11-0 in shots on goal. First time these two teams played, it was 33-1. The game back on October 3rd in New Ulm. As off the goal kick, now here's Cam Hill just skying one. That was one of those where she's trying to catch the goalkeeper napping a bit. Left it high and wide, and now the Jackets will make substitutions. Both Julia's going to come in, Taylor and Lindau. As is Emma Wright, Brooke Judnick, Neve Larson, and Cam Hill checking out here with 27 minutes and change remaining here in the home portion of the 2025 campaign. Bitter will take this one with the left foot. And trying to come in and get a touch on it there was Adler for the Yellow Jackets. Coach Nick Piazza speaking very highly of Sophie Adler. Her intensity, he said, is pretty much off the charts. She's one of the more intense individuals on the team. He said he was impressed with her basically from the start because of her fitness level. He said that's always an eye-opening thing whenever they do their fitness testing and to see who's in the best shape. And you score highly on that. He's always looking, his Coach Piazza and Alison DeGroat before him for that matter. Trying to get players in who are in the better shape. And it's only Sophie Adler, the freshman from Cottage Grove, Minnesota, has done that. As this ball now to the outside, Quinn Clark coming for it, and now she'll just play it away from danger, and then she'll get taken out on the edge of her own 18. The offending party being Rachel Shanik, but looks like no harm, no foul here, and it'll be a free kick, I would think, here for the Yellow Jackets. And it is going to be. And going back to Sophie Adler, Coach Nick Piazza very high on her and her potential going forward as a Yellow Jacket. Number 23 in black on the near side. Now Bergerson for the Yellow Jackets. Carrying it to the far side. Bergerson now will come central with it. Now looking for Julia Lindau. Out of play, throw here for the Knights. They came in with 7 wins, 8 losses on the season. They had Martin Luther. Had a really good start to the campaign. Got some nice wins on the season, do the Knights. Well, they've been on a bit of a downward trend here these last few weeks. Last 6 of their last 8. The only win in there was the win against North Central. for Martin Luther that was played back on October 18th. Now here's Burmeister for the Yellow Jackets as we come back to live action on the field. Here's Megan Bergerson now to the outside, Charlie Lindsley. Abby Carlson. Julia Taylor, she couldn't get there in time. Another throw here coming up. Nearly 20 minutes elapsed, second half. Jackets with a goal in each half. The goal scorers, Cameron Hill and Neve Larson. No surprise there. They've been carrying offense for the Jackets for much of the season. And I think maybe the less that is said about that, the better, perhaps, would be. What do you think, Evan? Talk to Mari about her dance moves after the game's over? I don't know. Mari Corten, by the way, she's redshirting this year for the Yellow Jackets, the native of Anchorage, Alaska. She would have been a prominent member of this team this year, but had a lower body injury that required surgery, so she's taking the redshirt year, but clearly her mood has not been altered by that. Throw coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Well, why not? If you're not going to have fun, what are you doing out here? Burmeister now for the Yellow Jackets will lift it into the middle of the field here as Bergerson now continuing it on. I'm not sure she was aware she was on the big screen, though. That was... Sonia Root now. Here's Emma Wright for UWS coming forward on the right foot. Julia Taylor now, edge of the 18. Taylor trying to take it wide. And that one now will be cleared out. It'll be another throw here coming up. And we won't get any dance moves this time from Mari Corten over there. As the throw comes in. And that one will go out of play. It'll be a throw here now for UWS. Both teams going to make substitutions here. Caroline Gore coming back in for the Yellow Jackets. And Lily Clocker also back in for UWS. Corten still is dancing over there. I'm pretty sure she knows at this point. Evan Ludwig, my producer, just saying she's taking the opportunity here to show her moves over there on that far side. Maybe she'll do that the rest of the game. I don't know. Ball up the middle now. Here's Emma Wright. Wright now taking it wide, trying to get a shot away. That one deflects a couple of sets of feet. Now Clocker. Julia Taylor into the middle of the 18. Ball's just sitting there. Adler trying to get a shot away and left it wide. Kind of a seeing eye ball into the top of the 6-yard area. Adler, I don't think was expecting it to be there, but that's why you follow up the play. And Adler setting it just wide. Adler looking for her second goal this season. Scored her first career goal as Yellow Jacket off a corner kick against Crown earlier in the year. She does have a number of assists this year, though, does Sophie Adler. Speaking of Adler, there she is on that ball right now for UWS. Burmeister will go all the way back now for Megan Bergerson. And Bergerson now will pick out her teammate, Charlie Lindsley. Lindsley lifting a ball over the top. Volleyed near side. Now Adler looking for Wright. I'm surprised Bitter didn't come for that ball, and it'll be a goal kick here coming up. Emma Wright has 6 goals this season for UWS and 4 assists. Junior from Bemidji, Minnesota. As off the goal kick comes near side, and this one will go out of play off of Adler again. Sydney Book will take the throw here now. Now I have a couple players tangled up. It's Clocker. Probably could have gone for a goal there. Instead, tried to pass it across the top of the 18, and it got picked off. And now here's Katie Shanick in a foot race with Lindsley. And a nice play by Charlie Lindsley. Been really impressed with her second half of the year, Charlie Lindsley. She has been very, very solid in central defense. And now we're going to have a foul called on the Yellow Jackets. It'll be a free kick here coming up for the Knights. Stick around, by the way. As we go final, we'll have our post-game show. Post-game recap sponsored by Synovus Energy and the Superior Refinery. Coming up in about 20 minutes or so. As off the free kick comes into the 18. Bergerson triggering that one forward. Lindau now will clear it away. Now McCackna for the Knights. Lindsley turning it outside. Carlson for the Yellow Jackets. Over midfield now, here's Emma Wright. Wright for the Jackets, turning on the right foot. Sending it in the middle, looking for Lindau. Takes a strange hop, and then a little too heavy. It allows Bitter to come off of her line. She'll grab it. And send it up the middle now. Katie Shanik. Lindsley now for the Jackets. Clocker. Now Burmeister with a nice tackle in the open field there to spring a ball for Lindau. Lindau now carrying it on. Here's Emma Wright. Wright. Taylor now, edge of the 18. Julia Taylor turning on the right foot. Playing it up the middle. Now here's Gore. Gore now will take it wide. The freshman from Duluth. Cuts back against the grain. Now Lindau. Julia Taylor, and that will come in on the Bitter, and she'll hold on to it here. By the way, Yellow Jacket fans, get the same gear the Yellow Jackets wear by visiting the Yellow Jacket Sideline store. Browse the latest styles of gear, including shirts, shorts, sweatshirts, outerwear, and more. The Yellow Jacket Sideline store can be found at uwsyellowjackets.com/shop. Now Gore turning for the Yellow Jackets with UWS up by a pair. This ball now coming into Martin Luther territory. And Ristow now taking over here for the Knights. When they turn it over. Burmeister now looking for Clocker. That one intercepted, and now Lindsley. Now Carlson. Emma Wright trying to turn and go. Pops it into the air. Now Lindau coming inside. Julia Lindau with an opportunity. And Bitter came off of her line, able to snare that one. Just about took out her teammate, that being Juliana Kaler, who was coming back defensively. Now here's Gore for the Yellow Jackets. Caroline Gore coming forward. Game's being opened up now. Here's the shot by Gore, and that one will be grabbed by Bitter. Not a bad idea that time by the freshman Gore. Now this one up the middle. Here's Gore again. Charlie Lindsley now. And that one will be tackled out here. Throw coming up now for UWS. Carlson looks like she'll be the one to take it here. Now Clocker taking it wide. Lily Clocker, Lindau. And a foul going to be called here on Taylor. It'll be a free kick here coming up. Approaching the last quarter of an hour here of the home campaign for 2025 for UWS. Jackets came in with a losing record at home this year. 2-4-2. This, if they can hold on to this, would make them 3-4-2 before the UMAC tournament here at home. Played a lot of road games this year. That was one of the talking points that, and one of the topics of discussion, I guess I could say, or put it better that way, that Nick Piazza and I had the other day when we had our meeting, and he didn't even realize how much road time the Jackets had had. In fact, UWS has been quite good on the road this year. 6 of their 8 wins coming into today's game, taking place away from the friendly confines here at SCCU Stadium. In the meantime, now this one will be chipped out of play here by Lindsley, far side, and it looks like the Knights going to make 4 substitutions here. Check that, 3. Meantime, the throw comes in, and here's Gore picking it off for UWS, and then she'll send it out of play, and it'll be a throw here coming up for Martin Luther right at midfield. Actually, they're going to call a foul on UWS, so it'll be a free kick. Rachel Shanik standing over this one. To the far side now, Lindsley will clear it away. And out for a Knights throw. Throw comes in, Lindsley now, lifting it over the top. And here's Julia Taylor. Taylor now for the Yellow Jackets, trying to play it wide. Emma Wright, the first one there, and only a couple players hit the turf. Now Clocker. We have a Martin Luther player down across the way as Gore lifts it into the middle. And now she's getting back to her feet. Is the injured Martin Luther player and trying to walk it off as it goes out of play. It'll be a throw here for the Yellow Jackets. And now it's like our center referee with 14:23 left is going to go over and check in with said player. But it looks like she's going to walk it off. Stay down for a bit. He's hoping that those kind of injuries don't happen, especially in a season finale. As this throw now comes in, here's Emma Wright. Right for the Yellow Jackets. Lindau now. Too heavy of a touch. Tried to take it centrally. Cleared away by the Knights. To the near side. Now here's Wendt. Adler able to take it off of her foot. Burmeister now for Gore. And now Megan Bergerson. Bergerson now. Her ball forward. That one intercepted. Ball headed up in the air. And now it's Sophie Adler. And now out for a Knights throw. 13:30 now left in this one as the toss comes in. Now here's Wendt. Bergerson off the intercept. And now out of play, we'll have a throw here for the Yellow Jackets. Adler looking to make the toss here. She'll get it in now for Lindau. Lindau still going with it now. Lindau, as it comes back to her, will now send it to the far side. Lindsley. Abby Carlson. Carlson now. Here's Clocker trying to step through. Taylor now turning on the right foot. She'll cross it in toward the 6, and Bitter will grab it ahead of Emma Wright. And we'll hold on to it here. As they ride toward midfield. Caroline Gore now for UWS. Burmeister. Lindsley. Nice touch to the outside for Carlson. Now Burmeister coming forward to the outside, and the pass is behind Adler. It'll be a throw now coming up here for Martin Luther, and both teams going to make wholesale substitutions here for this last 11:50. Senior's going to come on here. Kylie Sones also in, the freshman for the Yellow Jackets from Brainerd, Minnesota. The two goal scorers, Larson and Hill, back out on top. Randall, Sones, Beth Schneider back in, as is Bryn Crystal. So all 6 seniors are on the field now for the Jackets. Probably a fitting way to go, and well done here by Coach Nick Piazza to get them all in here. Here's Sones now for the Yellow Jackets. Bryn Crystal continuing on now on the outside. Here's Claire Laria. First time we've seen her in a few games. Laria, sophomore from Iowa City, Iowa. Well, that one is intercepted by the Knights. Zones with the play defensively there to take it off of The Martin Luther midfielder coming up the middle, and now it's Caroline Gore. Gore now for Larson. As a runner in Cameron Hill. Hill now for the Yellow Jackets, turning, facing up. Trying to feed it for Sones into the 18. Finds its way now for Neve Larson, and Larson now has it taken off of her foot. Now this one is sent over the top, near side. Bergerson for UWS. Trying to turn and go here. Bergerson still with it at her feet. Does well to find Burmeister. Burmeister creating the angle. Able to find Beth Schneider, and now the Jackets will build from the back. Gore now. Larson. Laria, back for Gore. Gore now. Mix up in the midfield there between Hill and Crystal. Now the ball deflects in toward the 18, and Hill able to, or unfortunately I should say, comes through and clips one of the Martin Luther players as she came into the 18. I've gotten her elbow up as she came through. And we're going to stop the clock now with 9:56 left, and the training staff's going to come out and have a look at the injured Martin Luther player. Jackets, if they were able to hold on today, would get to 9 wins this season. It would make them 9-7-4 during the regular season. So it gives us a chance. To let you know that if you haven't downloaded Swarm Central, you should. The official rewards and loyalty app of the Yellow Jackets. If you do download it, you get started and receive 200 points just for registering and 200 more for downloading the app. Redeem your points for cool prizes in the Swarm Central store. Find Swarm Central in the Apple and Google stores today. So 2-0 remains your score here. And a reminder, once we go final here, the Yellow Jackets and the Martin Luther Knights on the men's side will come up about a half hour after we go final here. You get a good look at the Yellow Jacket team huddle there. Backline players, along with Bryn Crystal, having a conversation with Quinn Clark. Clark looking to register her 20th career shutout. And she's the all-time leader in Yellow Jacket women's soccer history in shutouts, is Quinn Clark. The senior class, I talked about it during our pregame ceremony today, part of 3 different NCAA tournament teams here in women's soccer for UWS. 3 conference titles, 3 conference tournament titles as well to this senior class's credit during their careers. Six seniors this year. Of course, the Jackets lost 12 heading into this year. From last season's squad, it was kind of a period of growth, I would say, for the Yellow Jackets. So many changes, such a short amount of time. Nick Piazza taking over after being the assistant coach under Allison DeGroat for the last few years. As it appears, we'll be ready now for a drop ball to get action back underway. Shots, by the way, 23-3 in favor of the Yellow Jackets, 14-0 in shots on goal. As off the drop ball, Bitter will send it forward toward the midfield line. Now Beth Schneider, and she'll lay it off here for Mercedes Burmeister. Gore now trying to play it near side. And it'll be kept in. It'll be a Yellow Jacket throw here coming up. 9 minutes, 32 seconds remaining to be played as Burmeister's throw comes in. Headed up into the air. Now Gore will go to the far side with it. Laria. Abby Randall now going back. Here is Laria. Bergerson. And a throw now for the Yellow Jackets near sideline here coming up. Under 9 minutes now left in the home season of 2025 as the throw comes in now. Here's Sones. On the far side, Laria. Neve Larson now. Bren Crystal. Cam Hill. Left-footed ball in the space now for Beth Schneider. Schneider for the Yellow Jackets turning. And then she gets taken to the turf here by Ava Bielman. It will be a free kick here for the Yellow Jackets as Bielman got her elbow up. I didn't think it was dirty, but definitely a foul. It will be a free kick for the Jackets about 25 yards away from Miriam Bitter's goal to our left here as the clock continues to run. Steiner standing over this one. She's Cam Hill standing here now for the Yellow Jackets. Gore and Randall shielding the ball right now, and now Hill getting a shot away. Now Sones trying to step through and save us getting grabbed here on the deflection. And almost like the Statue of Liberty play there for the Yellow Jackets. In the meantime, now the ball to the far side, or the soccer, I guess, version of the Statue of Liberty as it goes back to Quinn Clark, who I don't think she's had to make a save as of yet. Might have made one. I'll have to go back and look at the numbers again here. Shots on goal, 14-0 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Now Burmeister for UWS. Caroline Gore will turn on the right foot. Sones. Burmeister for UWS. Now to the far side, Claire Laria. Laria for the Jackets. Now Abby Randall. And Randall now will send it on the right side. Looking for Bryn Crystal. It'll be cleared out. Throw coming up here for UWS here. Neve Larson will take the throw. Sones now turning. Good move by the freshman here, playing it in toward the 6 for Hill. Still sitting there in the middle of the 18. Gore now turns and gets a shot away, and that one will roll wide of the target to our left. Bitter off the goal kick, far side of the field. Now a throw for the Knights in front of their own bench. Bounces up the middle now, Burmeister. Here's Sones. Now ball to the near side. Opportunity here for Martin Luther perhaps. Stepping over this now is Naomi Foley. To play it up the middle. She was looking that time for Priscilla Bain, but the Jackets turning it back, and now here's an opportunity. Counterattacking is Cam Hill. She has Neve Larson with her. Waited too long, and the flag will go up. Just needed to play it a little bit sooner to Cameron Hill, and Larson would have been onside, but took the extra touch, and that'll often draw a runner along with you offside. 5 minutes, 10 seconds now left. Free kick here for Miriam Bitter. Sones. Turning now for the Yellow Jackets. And now this one will be lifted in the Yellow Jacket territory, headed back now by Burmeister. And now a foul going to be called here on Hill. Free kick here now for the Knights. Rachel Shanik now standing in the Yellow Jacket territory. Sones goes down again. She's had a couple of physical plays here since coming in. Now Gore turning, and this one now will be played out. It'll be a throw here coming up for the Yellow Jackets as we go under 4 minutes now left. Reminder, our post-game show, post-game recap coming up. Sponsored by Synovus Energy and the Superior Refinery, so stick around for that. We'll give you the final numbers on this one. And a reaction to the Yellow Jackets, this regular season finale for UWS, home finale as well. More than likely anyway, as Gore down to the far side of the field with Abby Randall, and that one will go on the Yellow Jacket bench here. 3:30 and counting now left. Crystal for the Yellow Jackets. Now Abby Randall. And we're going to have a throw now coming up for Martin Luther. And now another throw here coming up for the Knights. Far side of the field. Hill now for the Yellow Jackets, turning it back. Now trying to feed Larson. Larson coming in, Bitter off of her line. She'll smother that one. Now one coming up the middle. Here's Bryn Crystal. Zones for the Yellow Jackets. Gets stood up. Now Crystal. Plays it to the outside now for Luria. Larson. For Randall. Now Randall off into the corner. Cameron Hill. And a yellow card now for Neve Larson as the clock will stop with 1:52 left. Larson had a card yesterday, too, against Bethany Lutheran. She also had the Yellow Jacket goal in that 2-1 loss. Now off that free kick, the Knights coming back to their direction. Shot tried by Katie Shanick, now deflects off of Bergerson. Grabbed now by Quinn Clark as we approach the 1 minute mark here of this one. I'll bring Crystal for the Yellow Jackets. Has it taken off of her foot. Foley. And now foul going to be called here. Free kick into the Yellow Jacket 18. And sent away now by Burmeister. 43 seconds left as we're into the final minute. Neve Larson now for UWS. Has Hill with her. Feeds Cam Hill. Back for Larson. Back for Hill. Hill stepping to her right. Gets a shot away, and it'll deflect out of play. Nice two-way passing play there. Larson wants to go quickly. Jackets just about executing that to perfection. Everything but the finish. Now Larson. Lifting it into the 18. Burmeister getting her head to it. 10 seconds now left. Ball back up the middle. Crystal will turn. She'll get a shot away. It's still there. Here's the rebound for Sones, and she scores. Are they going to wave it off? And they're going to say no. Well, Kylie Sones looking for her second goal of the season. They'll wave it off, but clock runs out. Yellow Jackets win it by the final score of 2-0. We jump into our post-game show, and Our post-game recap, sponsored by Synovus Energy and the Spirit Refinery. Synovus Energy, we energize the world to make people's lives better. Recapping the scoring on this one, 1 in each half for the Yellow Jackets here on Senior Day. First goal coming at 26:31. Cameron Hill, one of the 6 seniors for the Yellow Jackets that was honored in our pregame ceremony today before opening kick. With her 9th goal of the season off an assist from Mercedes Burmeister, that made it 1-0. Stayed that way through the half, and then in the second half, Neve Larson at 58:05, her team leading 11th goal of the season off an assist from Sonia Root to make it 2-0, and that's where we finished as the Jackets finish 9-7-4 during the regular season with this win here today. Final numbers in this one, Yellow Jackets holding a 27-4 edge in shots, 17-0 the edge in shots on goal. Yellow Jackets had 3 of the 5 corner kicks that were taken in the contest. 1 yellow card was handed out to Neve Larson of the Yellow Jackets. A total of 12 fouls were called in the contest, 9 of them against the Yellow Jackets. As far as goalkeeper saves, Quinn Clark now adding to her school record, her 20th career shutout over her 4-year career. So congratulations to Quinn Clark for that. Meanwhile, 15 saves in a losing effort for Miriam Bitter and the Martin Luther Knights. Like I mentioned, the Yellow Jackets 9-7-4 now. They finished the regular season at 8-1-3 in the UMAC. They will be off to the UMAC tournament next week on Wednesday, November 5th. For more information on that, you can go to uwsyellowjackets.com. Martin Luther, meanwhile, finishes at 7-9-1, and they finished 4-7-1 in the UMAC. More than likely, as I mentioned, I think the Yellow Jackets are locked in that number 3 seed pretty much. I don't think it's official as of yet. Still got to wait for the weekend's action, but I'm pretty sure the Yellow Jackets will be that number 3 seed. So this, if that is the case, will be our final broadcast of Yellow Jacket women's soccer this season. Big thank you to Holden Law, Harry Law, Evan Ludwig, and everybody at Yellow Jacket TV for making these games possible. I always enjoy it, and we hope you enjoyed the season here as the Yellow Jackets, again, finishing out the regular season here for 2025 with a win over Martin Luther. So for Evan Ludwig, my producer at Yellow Jacket TV, and the rest of our crew here at Yellow Jacket TV, this is Matt Johnson. One more time repeating the final score. Final here from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium in game 1 of our doubleheader. Yellow Jackets 2, Martin Luther nothing. The men's game coming up in about a half hour. This has been UWS Women's Soccer on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network.